What is up, Honey Badger Nation? I am John Kitchens, and man, excited for today. I know there'll be a lot of energy with Mr. Nick Krem joining us. What's up, brother?
Man, I'm excited, and I'll tell you what, there was about 4 times I thought we were live, but it was you on the screen during your intro, and I was like ready to go. But I'm excited to be here. I want to appreciate you having me on. I'm excited to get back to the great Honey Badger group.
Yeah, buddy, man. Man, you're not a regular, but you have, graced, the Honey Badger Nation, through Expert Mentors a couple times. And
yeah,
it's usually been around, creating content, virtual events, things that are critical for all of us in our continuing growth. And today's going to be no different. It's going to be just as powerful. And we're going to dive into videos that make the cash register ring with Mr. Nick Krem. And, brother, I would love for you to just, give, the Cliff Note version, a little background, a little bit about yourself. Honey Badger Nation's so large, and so being able to connect.
It's so vast, and we get new people like every single day.
Every day.
And it's amazing to see the growth. I mean, about me, I started off as every agent's favorite thing to do, making calls all day, right? So I was in a call center calling 15 hours a day, 8 a.m. on the East Coast to 8 p.m. on the West Coast. Essentially, you name a value proposition, I pitched it. You name a CRM, I was in the back end of it. And what that really showed me is what really makes people money, right? Because what I learned there is, we would have this guy call 5 hours a day, the warmest leads you could think of. And then we'd have that same person call 2 hours a day, circle dialing. The first guy, he'd get 2 listings a month. The next guy, he'd get 6 listings a month. I'm like, how the hell does that work? It's not the leads. It's not the hours. It's not the person. What I realized, it was the brand. If I call and said, hey, I'm calling on behalf of Nick, like, who's Nick? I didn't fill out a form. Even if they filled out the form and you call right away, if they have no recognition with who you are, their instantly guard goes up. And then on the flip side, when you call, hey, I'm calling on behalf of Nick. Oh, Nick, I know who that is. How's it going? Even if it's a circle dial. So like I said, I had the pleasure of being in the back end of these systems and seeing what are these guys doing all across the country, so that when we call them, when we contact them, when we go on appointments, they're opening their doors, they're opening their arms. So that's how I started my company. In less than 3 years, we got to all 50 states and 10 countries using organic video. I wish I could say in $0 in ads, but we spent like $200 in ads once. We're like, all right, that's not our forte. So it was, I wish I could say 0, but essentially no money, all 50 states, 10 countries, using a simple strategy. And at the end of the day, I realized agents are here to sell homes, not learn how to be social media gurus. So I'm like, how can I make this as simple as possible to do the minimal effective dose, crush it on social media, and sell a lot more homes? That's what we're going to cover here today.
I love it, man. I'm excited to jump in. A little bit more, kind of the progression of your story. When were you at that point, like, man, I got to make a change, like, because I think, a lot of agents, just kind of stick to the old ways, and just have to be open to what are all the ways, what's working, where is everything at, and so kind of for you, just share that experience, your story, just kind of that growth and that evolution for you.
Man, so I would say my biggest literally, like, my mind just, like, the whole glass, like, walls around me shattered, was at Key West, listening to John, listening to Al, listening to Jay, listening to Mike Reed, listening to everybody in that room talk about the biggest honey badgers, the biggest people you could think of were essentially in this room. And I'm sitting there still at the call center, right? I came in there thinking I was going to get a couple takeaways to come back to the call center. And I realized one of the biggest reason all these people are crushing is they got a great brand, and they also want to take it to the next level. Yeah. And what I was looking at was, I would post my win the day videos. I don't know if you remember those. I would do it every single day. And I remember one day Jay called me, and this was before I was close to Jay. I'm like, oh crap, Jay Kinder's calling me. So I'm like excited. I pick up the phone. He's like, man, I'm seeing the videos. He's like, what's the goal? And I'm excited. And I pause. I'm like, the goal? He's like, yeah, what's the goal of this? And I had no idea. I was doing it because I had fun. And what I realized is when I started realizing that I'm wasting time, energy, and effort with something that doesn't have a goal, it becomes a lot less fun because I realize I'm losing money. Yeah. So I realized, how can I make this the simplest way for agents to take that next growth and take that next step? So that's my biggest aha, was being in that room, knowing that, man, videos really change people's lives. How can I make sure everybody can duplicate that same system? That's what I got out of the room, the duplicatable system. Y'all preached it all the time. I just didn't hear it until I wanted to.
Yeah, that's such a great point, right? There's a lot of messages flying around, and it's the old, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? So it's
right.
that understanding, you just have to be in the place to where we always talk about it, right? The gate of the mind has to be open to be able to receive. And so, that's also a skill set you can develop to try to be as open as possible. And I think that goes back to one of the principles, where am I wrong?
Yeah.
And what am I doing that's, what can make it less wrong? And so just looking for other pieces, other solutions. Bro, yeah. I don't want to take any more time. I want to jump in. I know you got a presentation ready. So
yeah,
whenever you want to rock with it, let's go.
Yeah, I'm ready to go if you want to bring it up. But I also want to say, John, too, anytime you have insights or something you want to point out during this presentation, I know I always get, when I watch you, I always love your insight. So you could pause me at any moment and say, like, all right, how would you do this? Or like point out anything. Is that all right with you?
Sounds good, brother. I will. Absolutely. And we'll change that up there so we can make sure we got the whole screen. Cool.
All right. So yeah, like I said, what I want to show you guys today, how to do today, is videos that make money. So I want to let you guys know, a lot of times when I talk to agents that leave social media classes, that go to classes or events, what I always hear, and it might be you as well, is I'm more confused than when I walked in the door. Or I'm sitting there and I'm like, I just realized I have a whole leg of the business that I have to build. And then you spend time buying courses, doing all these things, trying to figure out the algorithm, how everything works. And then you got to go sell more homes. So I'm like, all right, there's got to be a better way, right? There's got to be a better way. So my goal for everybody that's going to be tuning in here is to give you that better way, to give you the simple, minimal, effective dose that makes you great through social media, and also so you can continue to sell homes and recruit, because that's our goal at the end of the day, right? And also, I know a lot of people I talk to is like, well, I'm already winning without video. Well, video helps you win bigger. I'm not saying you can't do good without video. You can do good, but I don't think anybody's a honey badger in here to just do good. We want to be great and take that next step. Video will emphasize everything you're doing when you have the right strategy. So what I want to give you guys today is just the strategy of what you need to know, and probably break down some of these barriers that have been like drilled into our heads by all these other, by a lot of social media gurus and people out there. This is what you need to do. Look, we're real estate agents. We're not social media people. I'm going to give you what you need and nothing more, right?
Perfect.
So yeah, I covered this part of it. Basically, I was calling all this time. That's how I figured out all these strategies. I looked at what everyone else was doing. I didn't come up with these out of thin air. I'm not the guy who's saying I figured everything out. I looked across the board. Like I said, at one point I was managing 70 clients across the nation. I got to be in the room with the top people, all you guys doing it at a high level. And I just looked at, okay, this is what works for them. This is how it works for them. And the biggest part is I systematized it, right? It's not like I think Jay said this, or maybe you said this. You can't scale hero. Just because one person's good at video doesn't mean everybody can be. But if you follow a system, then everybody can be.
Yeah. And what Nick just meant by that is, hero comes in and saves the day, right? But that doesn't scale, right? You might be the world's best firefighter, but that doesn't allow you to continue to grow, right? There's always a situation, and you create a duplicatable system and process to be able to prevent that allows it to scale. And so I just wanted to clarify that, because it's such a great concept, and we see it all the time, right? So we just want to make sure, what are we doing to not be the hero, but build a duplicatable system that anybody can take and run with.
And that's when you ask what was my biggest get, you guys drilled that in my head when I was out there. Duplicatable system backed by market research. I'm like, all right, how can I do this? Because I had other people before I got there asking how I do video. I'm like, you just go on and turn on the camera. And then when I really started dissecting why things work, how it works for other people, and coming up with, here's what you need to do to duplicate that success, that I start understanding it. And here's the cycle that I think breaks this down, like the call center, recruiting, a lot of things down great. is all of us go for the initial contact right away. We go contact. And of course, are you right where you can contact as many people as you want? You'll hit your numbers. Yes. But like I said, this is for people who want to win bigger. What videos and the right strategy allow you to do is grab their attention and generate interest first. And then when you do your contacts, oh, John Kitchens, I know John. Man, you've been training me the last 3 months and you probably didn't even know it. Yeah. Now they're interested in talking to you. You make that contact. That's the game changer with video. So I love this model that he broke down because it really shows what video and that brand does, right? A lot of times, especially with the brand, it's not visual a lot of times. Right. I think this breaks it down where it's like, okay, my brand is getting me attention. I'm generating interest. And now when I make that contact, oh, Nick, yeah, what's going on, Nick? Whole world of difference. It turns people who are cold into referrals and almost leads at that point. Yeah. But I love, go ahead.
No, it's fantastic. I mean, it's so spot on. I love this. You know, it's the whole flywheel concept, right? You know, it's the momentum and it's just a sequence of events and, you know, our goal. Exactly. And that's what drives our business, right? Every business, every one of you guys listening, your business it has a flywheel that generates, and you have to understand what it is. And then once you get going like this rhythm right here, you got to get it going faster and faster and faster. So,
and in that event concept too, I'm glad you did bring that up. I haven't talked about it on this slide, but it fits in perfectly because we always say, if you don't make an event a big deal, it won't be a big deal. How do you make it a big deal? By gaining a lot of attention and generating a lot of interest. Now, when you contact those specific people you want to come to your event, they got their attention, you generate their interest. Now you're calling them like, yeah, I want to go to that event. And so what event is it? What's going on? What is this? When you make it a big deal through your content and your brand, that's when people want to pick up that phone. That's when people want to go to the events, right? That's an attraction method. We always say attract, don't chase. What does it mean? I believe it's right here in this graph. Attention, generate interest, and then you make all the contacts because you're attracting those people. I was like breaking down some memes here too because there's this kid who opens up toys, makes $26 million a year, right? And then we're all looking in the mirror like, I wish I would have started with that. But why does that really work? Because like 4 or 5 years ago, I don't even know this kid. Like I've never seen a video, but I know this guy. He literally sits there, he opens up toys, and he gives a review. And we're like, how the heck is he making $26 million? Here is why. His parents, let's face it, the 4 or 5-year-old didn't sit there and come up with a content strategy, right? His parents were like, okay, YouTube's going to be big. They came up with a content strategy and they were consistent. So how does this apply to real estate? Well, 3 years from now, they're going to be agents not as qualified as you, not as skilled with you, recruiting more and making more money. I don't want you all sitting there looking in the mirror saying, man, I should have listened to Nick and just started getting on video. That's it. Because the people who are qualified, and I believe everybody in this Honey Badger Nation group, with the training, everything that we're able to provide can benefit other people's lives. We have a duty and obligation to let other people know that we can do this for them. If not, someone else out there is going to sell them who's not as qualified and as skilled. If you won't do it for me, you won't do it for John, do it for the end user. Do it for those families you can help. Do it for those agents that we can help too. But again, I don't want anyone looking in the mirror 3 years from now like, dang, I should have listened to Nick. This other guy's not as good as me, and he's crushing it.
Yeah. And we hear that a lot, right? It's like, man, I know I'm better than them. It's like, well, they have more attention than you, right? They built their brand. And it's one of the things that we always talk about, Nick, is you know, it's mind share before market share. Yes. And where are the eyeballs, right? Right. And eyeballs are connected with video. And so if you want a bigger business, you want more market share, you've got to get mind share first.
Exactly. And again, I do like some memes. I'm sure I always love when the hands go up. You see some people timid. Has this ever happened to anybody? I totally forgot you're an agent. Hey, next time I sell my home, I'm going to go with you. Right. Yeah. Or man, I just moved brokerages. So, you know, like if I ever move again, I'm going to hit you up first. You know what happened was when they thought real estate expert, they didn't think of you. Mm-mm. And, you know, a lot of times I see in real estate groups all the time, how could my friend do this? Should I still be friends with them? Yeah. You did something wrong because what happens is since they didn't think of real estate expert first, it's not their fault. It's our fault. And again, I'm not saying pick up the phone and call them like, hey, you know, I'm in real estate. You don't pick up and call potential recruits. It's like, hey, you know, I'm still here. When you have that attention, you're generating that interest. The first thing that person thinks of when they think real estate, John Kitchens. Real estate expert, John Kitchens, because you're on here all the time. You're in front of them. So when if this is happening right now, this is the power of video. This is the power of the brand. This won't happen as much. Granted, will it happen? Yeah, but it won't happen nearly as much, right? And here's what we do. We're all great negotiators. We're all great in video. We negotiate our own way out of video. So at one point, I had the same haircut for 25 years. I had a 3-2. If y'all know what a 3-2 is, it's like the short, really short up top and real short on the sides. And John, I kid you not, I would sit there and tell myself, I'm having a bad hair day. And it was literally impossible for me to have a bad hair day. You couldn't even really see it in the videos. But I would tell myself those things, right? I would tell myself, here's another big one. And again, this will probably go against almost everything you hear at other social media events. Man, I missed 8 o'clock. Because everyone says post at 8 a.m. and post at 6 to 7 or 8 o'clock p.m. Like, those are the hot times. Well, guess what? You know what happens? Man, it's 8:30. I got to wait till tomorrow. Man, next day, it's 9 o'clock. Oh, I got to wait till tomorrow. And what we do is we negotiate our way out of posting more content. So what I do, that's why I love this poster here. Don't compete, dominate. Look, if y'all are waiting to post at 8 o'clock and twice a day, if you happen to be available at those times, we know the life of a real estate agent, stuff comes up all the time. So saying that I can do that every single day, it's quite honestly not reasonable. And we're not living in reality. So if I post, let me ask you this, John, if I post 5 times a day and you posted those 2 hot times, who's going to win?
Yeah, you.
I will, because I'm looking at dominating, right? Yeah. And on top of that too, another question I get asked about a lot is, how much is too much? Man, there's like millions of content posted every single day. The one time, so it was when I was presenting live with leaders, right? I went live, I think it was 8 times in one day. And then Albie calls me. I'm thinking Albie's calling me to tell me, dude, you got to cut it out. Or like, dude, so many lives. He called me. We talked about something else. And let's think about this. The way the algorithm works, me and Al comment a lot. We talk a lot. He did not see one of my videos. And at first, my ego's like, I can't believe you didn't do that. But then I really thought about it. I'm like, so somebody who the algorithm says should see every one didn't see any one of my videos. So most people out there might have saw 1, might have saw 2, maybe saw 3. So the only thing that's telling us too much is our ego. Because look, people don't pay that much attention to every single post we make. Yeah. So there's no such thing as too much. And on top of that too, the first wall I want to break down that common belief is 8 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Don't worry about the time. It's not what time, it's how many times. That's what success looks like. Because like I said, if I post at 6 a.m., 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then 10 o'clock at night, I'm going to beat whoever posted at 8 and 6.
That's right.
I'm going to just do more.
Such a great point, man. And, you know, I think, you know, like right now, and this was Holly, you know, had a great conversation with, you know, somebody that works at Instagram, you know, one of their people. And she's like, you know, asking all of these questions, right? That, you know, we tend to negotiate our way out of. And they were like, it doesn't matter. Like what they reward, the algorithm rewards consistency. Yes. And so it doesn't matter when you post. It doesn't matter where you use hashtag. It doesn't matter. Yeah. The only thing that matters right now with Instagram, so probably the same with Facebook, is that they reward consistency.
Dude, that's such a great point. And I'm going to cover a piece of what you just said here too, but that's so right. It's the consistent efforts, right? Because this is what traditional branding is, right? Radio, TV, billboards. So I was asked, John, you've done billboards before, right? You worked with people who had billboards. Yep. Is the point of a billboard so that somebody stops on the highway, writes down your information, and gives you a call?
It's a number of an impression.
Yes. So just think about this.
Another impression.
If you post once a month, it's like buying a billboard in a cul-de-sac. No one's going to see it. Maybe a couple people will, but you sure as heck aren't going to get the brand. You're not going to get the brand recognition. The point of a billboard is that a lot of people drive by it, and when they think real estate, they think of you. Yeah. So think about this. Your feed is your highway. It's like a social media highway. The more you post, it's like putting your billboard in that high frequency area. And I'll tell you what, no matter what street you put your billboard on, more people are on Facebook. Yeah. Right. So you can spend thousands of dollars for this traditional branding. Does it work? Yeah. But we have that same capability. You get the same end results if you do it consistently through social media. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And I think I
will say that too. Billboards work.
Oh no, billboards work. I'm not saying that they don't. It's it's applying the concept of what they do into a different way of thinking, right? 100%. Yeah. So no, billboards work. I'm not saying don't do those, right? Or radio or TV, right? Limiting beliefs. I just think we're going to crush these, so I won't go through too quick through them. Too late for me to get started. It's not too late whatsoever. Technology is too difficult. I will show you guys there's only one tool you need, and I'm going to give you guys what the strategy looks like. And then don't know what to do or don't know what to say. This is when I get a lot, because I know, man, from going to your boot camp, from going to all your, like a lot of your trainings, I don't buy or sell, but I'll tell you what, I feel like I could after going to your boot camp because y'all lay it out. So what I think holds a lot of people back is, man, I'm an expert in person. I don't want to come off as not an expert on video, right? So we're going to cover that. And then tried it before and it hasn't worked. Well, this is a strategy that is built for real estate agents. This isn't a strategy that you got to learn what the concepts are, try and apply it to real estate and try and make work of it. We built this entire thing for real estate agents, right?
Love it.
I just love this one too. Hey, you don't have time to create content. Well, you sure seem to have plenty of time to consume it.
That's right. I love that.
We're on there a lot, right? So here's, man, if you're taking notes, here's the biggest mindset shift I had right here is social media versus social CRM. Because people ask me, another big question, Nick, how much time do you spend on social media? I'm like, none. And they're like, well, I see you post and comment. So they're thinking like, this dude's a liar. He's crazy, right? So it's neither of those. I promise. Well, maybe the second one a little bit, but I don't spend any. I might be a little crazy, but I'm sure you can get that through this. But social media versus social CRM. What can you do on a CRM? You have your drip campaign, you have your messages, and you can call people. What can we do on Facebook? Well, think about this. This will change the way you think about your feed. Your feed is your drip campaign. Because let's face it. And again, when I say this, I'm not saying don't email people. Because if you're in my email campaigns, you know it. We send out a lot of emails too, right? But just think about this. More people go on Facebook than they do check their email. So if you think about your Facebook feed, your Instagram feed as your drip campaign, because they accomplish the same goals, then it's like, all right, every time I post, I'm making a deposit into my drip campaign, right? What else can I do on Facebook? I can also message people directly. So those clients that I've been talking to, I can even have more direct messages to them. Because now instead of going on there trying to throw them a text, hey, I'm just following up. Did you see this home? Hey, I'm just following up. I see you just went over to this party. How'd that go? Great. Did you have time to check out that home? And now I'm able to have more direct conversations to people. So now I'm able to have that. And look, you can make calls on Facebook. You can make calls on Instagram. I can do video calls on Facebook and Instagram. You can do every single thing you can do on a social media platform as your CRM. So now I always tell people I spend no time on social media. I spend a lot of time on my social CRM. I go on, I make my drip campaign deposits, and then I message and comment on the people that I'm looking to gain as clients and the people I'm looking to for referrals, all of that. So it's having that mindset shift of what am I doing here, right?
Being really intentional.
And I think this is something that, we have to understand too as agents, why are other people here, right? We're here to be intentional. Other people are here because they're lazy and bored, right? so like all these times, I might upset some people with this one statement, right? Hey, so here are 3 things you need to do to sell your home quicker. If I am lazy and bored, you just made me more lazy and more bored, right? So like the videos, the concept can work, but we need to make sure that we understand why do people come to this platform, right? And by saying all this, by changing your mindset, I promise you at the end with the strategy, it'll make sense. But I'm trying to get you to think about this differently, right? People come here because they're lazy and bored, right? So let me see if the sound will play.
We believe
Can you hear that?
Service that
Yeah.
we can afford, and we're committed to doing it.
Well, so how do you sustain a business model which users don't pay for your service?
Senator, we run ads.
So this is why I was trying to hold this back when you were saying about the algorithm. Because look, again, one of the things I already said is screw what time you post. It's about how many times, right? That's the first mindset shift to get out of.
Restate what Zuckerberg said. It was hard to hear. So restate what was said.
They basically said, sir, you're on a platform where you don't charge anyone to do it. How do you make money? He said, Senator, we run ads. So think about this. So many times I've seen this and I've fallen victim to this as well. Worrying so much about what the algorithm is. Ooh, the algorithm changed. Now what do I have to do? Ooh, the algorithm changed again. And quite frankly, I think it's a great way for a bunch of social media people to make you charge more money to learn a new product.
Uh-huh.
But if you understand what the algorithm is truly intended to do, The way Facebook makes money is if they can run more ads. So I understand this core principle where no matter if you have to heart now, if you have to comment, if you have to, all that crap goes out the window. Because I know if I keep people on Facebook's platform, they're going to keep me at the top. The algorithm is that so they make more money. So if I keep more people on their page, they can run more ads. So if I just know, hey, if my content keeps people here, the algorithm will always be in my favor. So all this time, the algorithm changes. You got to learn everything new. The algorithm will never change away from Facebook making more money. I can guarantee you that. That's what they're here for, right? They want to run ads. The way they run ads is by keeping people on their platform. If your content keeps people on their platform, they will put you at the top, right? That's my thinking on the algorithm. I don't pay attention every single time it'll change. Every single time you got to do different things. Are there little nuances you could pick up that can do it a little better? Sure. But I know as a core principle, and that's what I'm saying, as real estate agents, we don't have to make it the completely optimized thing. Our core principle is to gain attention and sell more homes and to recruit more. It's not to figure out every nuance. The core principle of an algorithm is if I keep people here, they'll put it at the top, right? So again, I'm trying to make this very simple so that we can all take the right action. So here's what we're competing against, right? So again, people are coming here because they're lazy and bored, right? So on Instagram, yes, booties and babies. We are competing against these dang Instagram models on Instagram who go on there, they post there at the beach that are on there, like the true Instagram models, right? The true celebrities who post all these things. And it's the booties on Instagram. Facebook's a little different. Who we compete against are babies. My one cousin, I swear, she has 400 friends. When she had a baby, she got 500 likes. I'm like, like, how does that happen?
How's that even possible?
Right, I know, like, they share and do all these things, but, this is who we're competing against, right? I'm not saying this to scare you off like crap. Now how do I compete against that, right? Here's the first pro tip. Again, y'all taking notes. Google the top 10 most interesting places in my city and go and shoot your videos there. Why? Because the audience that most of us want to gather are within our community. Look, if I'm scrolling on Facebook and I see someone over at Lake Eola, which is right across the street from me, I'm like, oh, crap, that's right across the street from me. I'm going to stop and watch. So you Google, your audience is already telling you, we find these places interesting. We don't have to do a song and a dance to get them to watch. Google top 10 most interesting places. Go shoot your videos there. You know what it also takes away the fear of? So I told you we're going to crush these limiting beliefs. You know how I said, man, I had a bad hair day? I could actually have a bad hair day now because I have a little more hair, right? But even if I did, if I do shoot a video there, guess what? They're watching the background. They're not even looking at you. They're watching the background and listening to you. So if you're scared about like what you look like, sound like, look, they're watching the video because you got a cool background. You just so happen to be an expert, right? We have to satisfy the main reason they're there. They're lazy and bored. Cool background, they watch, and then they get the information, right? So that's one of the biggest things that I can tell you just right off the bat. When you guys are like, crap, how do I entertain people now? Dude, shoot them in cool places, right?
I love it.
Here's just something very simple that I want to point out too. You entertain, educate, execute. Like I said, the entertain could be as simple as having a guest, which we'll cover. Also, that cool background works. You want to educate them on what you're there to talk about. The last one is execute. I know some people have mixed reviews on this. Like some people like never tell them a call to action or never tell them. Some people like you got to do it every time. The way I look at it is if I don't tell them, look, we have to, again, identify our audience is lazy and bored. Do lazy and bored take action without being told what to do?
Got to tell them what to do.
You got to tell them what to do and exactly what to do. You got to give them a link or you got to give them a number. Because look, lazy and bored people don't scour the internet just to find your information or figure out how to reach out to you. The way I look at it is I don't have any kids, but I'm like the sixth oldest of 45. I don't even know how many first cousins, but it's above 45. I know that. I babysat enough kids to know. I got to tell my cousins to do something 6 to 10 times if they actually do it or when they do. Our audience is lazy and bored. That sounds like children, right? Really lazy and bored, so they find things to do. We got to tell them exactly what to do if we want them to actually do it, right? Here's another pro tip. So I know a lot of times we talk about branding. These strategies work over time. So I want to make sure I mix in something that can work right now. The second you get off this call, you guys can go ahead and utilize this tip. So when I was at the call center, our conversion rates on appointments, not even just getting people to the appointment, the conversion to listing went up 24%, 25%, 24, 25. And then when we implemented with someone else in the Honey Badger and their entire organization, it went up 22 to 23%. This one tip, right? So, John, let me ask you this. Let me see if you know this. I think you were coaching during my last presentation in Atlanta.
Yeah, I know.
You were in the room for this one. What's the one thing you don't do if you don't plan on keeping a puppy?
You don't do if you don't want to keep it?
If you don't want to keep a pet.
I don't know. What do you do?
You don't name it, all right? Because once you name it, it becomes like real, part of the family. And then it's like, man, it becomes this thing. It's like, I can get rid of this puppy. I can't get rid of little Snoop Dogg. Look, Alan get rid of Snoop Dogg, right? Al sure as hell ain't get rid of Snoop. That's a cool-ass puppy. But once you name it, it becomes real. So this is where I got the concept called. We call it Name the Puppy. The moment you hang up the phone with a prospect, with an agent, anybody, you shoot them a video. You shoot them a quick video text. The one thing you always have to do is say their name. Hey, John, just got off the phone with you. Look forward to talking to you in the future.
Yep.
Hey, John, look forward to talking to you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. We'll see you tomorrow. Right? So the first thing you do is you always say their name, because once someone knows it's specifically for them, that's when you make that relationship bond. Yeah. This is how you form relationship through the phone. This is how you differentiate yourself. Because think about this. I hate to break it to you guys. We're not the only agents calling potential leads. Chances are they fill it out on another lead platform. If it's an expired, they did it somewhere else. I guarantee we're not the only other agent, right? But you know what? 5 agents are coming over tomorrow. I don't know who's coming over tomorrow, honey. I don't know. But John sent me a video. So they know John. They know his face. They know what he looks like. And now they start to form that relationship, that bond, right? Guess what? Even a prospect that told you to F off. They told 20 other agents to F off that day. But John sent me a video. Hey, John, if you have any questions in real estate, just go ahead and reach out to me. When he is ready, what agent is he going to reach out to? It's differentiating yourself before you even walk in the door. It's so that they start creating that relationship and bond before you even walk in the door. That's why instead of peeking out the window, like, hey, is that John coming up? I don't know. I don't know what he looks like. Now it's like, oh, hey, John, they're opening the door. They know who you are. Because, again, it's understanding what the buyer or seller's at. They have a bunch of people they don't know coming over their house. That doesn't sound too comfortable for me, right? But John sent me a video. John's somebody I know. So the first thing you do is that. If you want to get a lead to follow up, man, this worked for 2-year-old cold leads when we were back at the call center. If you want to get them to reach back out to you, there are 2 things you say in this video text. Hey, John, I was just thinking about you. And it doesn't even matter what you say after that. I'll give you some things. But they're like, man, this guy was just thinking about me. It's crazy the responses we get on that. Hey, John, I was just thinking about you. I just want to follow up and see how your family's doing. Oh, yeah, Nick, we're doing great, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I just want to know, what about the home selling process? Where you guys at? You get responses like crazy. You say their name, and you say, I was just thinking about you.
Yep.
Right? And here's, again, that's how I use it for buyers and sellers. I also said I give away a couple agent attraction tips on here, right? I got that trick actually from Gene Frederick, because we were sitting down there in Key West, and he was like, I got 4 brothers, 3 brothers. One brother always reaches out once a month and says, hey, Gene, I was just thinking about you. It's like, which do you think my favorite brother is, right? every couple weeks, every month, you reach out to your top 100, those people you're prospecting. You just send them a video message. Hey, John, I was just thinking about you. I want to see how your business is going. Hey, John, I was just thinking about you. Did you implement those strategies? You know why? Their broker's not sending them a video saying they were just thinking about them. You want to be different, right? You want to be different? This is the most important part of this process. Never, ever, 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 ever watch the video before you send it. If you do that, you're not going to send the video, or you're going to shoot it 10 or 15 more times. The importance of this video is making a relationship deposit and saying their name. If you did those things, then you're good. Yeah. The one time I was sending this one video to Lisa, right? And I told her, I'm like, I had a script lined up, right? I'm like, man, I messed up the script. This isn't a good video. And then my brother actually started throwing paper at me. I'm like, you know what, Lisa, I'm going to send it to you anyways. I hope you get it. And she called me laughing right away. And she's like, oh my God, that's so funny. What's going on? The imperfections is what makes the relationship. If it's a perfect video sitting in a studio, they're going to be like, oh man, this guy's kind of scared. Like, dude, John's coming over. I don't know. This dude seems pretty serious. You mess up in it. Like, you just say, hey, John, you know what? I'm coming over tomorrow. Look forward to seeing you at 3. Like, man, that guy's just like me. Yeah. So that's probably the most important part of this is never watch it before you send it, and make sure you say their name. If you do those things, you're naming the puppy.
You're good.
Does that make sense?
Oh, I love it, man. It's such gold.
So here's what we do. Here's what we really want to accomplish at the end of the day. We want to turn contacts into contracts. The only way you do that is with this cool letter R, relationships. The more relationships you form, the more contracts you'll get, whether it's EXP or whether it's clients. You form better relationships, you get more people to sign on the line, right? Has anybody ever said that? Like, man, it just feels like the right thing to do. They had a better relationship with that individual. These look, I don't get video messages from anybody that I don't know because nobody else uses these strategies, which they should. But my buddies send me video messages because we have a relationship. The moment you start doing that, you start forming that relationship bond, right? This is just something else. I always think I got it right behind me. Competition versus dominating, right? Our competition is doing the call, set up appointments, and doing this. Dominators are sending the video messages every single time. And again, some people are like, man, I don't have a time in a day to do that. That's because we shoot a video 15 times before we send it. I remember it was before, I think it was actually before the last Expert Mentors, like one of the ones I was on like over a year ago. I had 5 minutes before the call. I sent out 20 video messages because I shot them within 10 seconds, like 10 seconds, sent a video message, 10 seconds, shot a video message, shot them. And then I went live about shooting them and then hopped on with you.
Yeah.
The difference is now you have a strategy of what to say in a video message. So you don't have to think about it. You don't have to make it perfect. Just say, hey, John, I was just thinking about you. Just want to follow up with you. Boom, send. It's that simple, and it's that simple to make a deposit. Yep. So like I said, I told y'all I'll be giving you some things here, right? I told you guys. So here's the one thing I did to grow my audience internationally. I like using Chuck Fazio as a great example because, man, I remember Chuck didn't even know me. So this is how great of a guy Chuck is. He didn't even know me. He was on vacation in Italy when I interviewed Chuck. He was living on the streets of Italy when I interviewed him. And what I realized after this was my initial intention, but this blew my mind. When I interviewed Chuck, all of a sudden, like every agent in Arizona knew me. And it was like, holy crap. Like I can try and reach out to all agents in Arizona or I could interview Chuck. And I was like, that blew my mind, right? So now it got me thinking, man, how can I do this again and again and again? So when I want to grow my audience in, say, Puerto Rico, right? Well, Jay, I guess they're not too big in Puerto Rico yet. They're living there. But you get my point. I'm going to interview someone who has presence in that area.
Yes.
So how does that apply in real estate? Leveraging our sphere. I always say real estate agents are really great at two things, drinking and meeting people.
Yep.
Right? Amazing at those two things. So how do I leverage our sphere to come up with a win-win? Right? How do we come up with that so it's a win for them and a win for us? Because I don't want to just say leverage and use their audience, right? So Grant Cardone has this saying, who's got my money, right? I flipped it. Who's got my audience? Mm-hmm. When I know when I grow my audience, here's what it does. So I'm gonna break this down, and I would give you, it's a simple once-a-week video strategy that will help you grow your audience, get more people to know you, and really be able to leverage it. And like I said, I want to keep this simple for you guys. Not going to sit here. Can I shoot 10 videos a day? Absolutely. But I know that's not feasible. That's not for some people who want to get started, want to get going. And like, how do I get the most out of my time that I have? So here are 4 videos that I would do every single month. Every 2 weeks, I would interview a mortgage lender, right? Interviewing a mortgage lender, talk about what you're seeing in the market. What are the updates? Because especially right now, stuff changes all the time, right? Interview your lender every 2 weeks. What you do is you tag your lender in the video, right? Here's the cool part. Since you tag your lender, they have an audience of local people, their friends and family. For those of you who want to attract, guess what? That lender, you're not the only agent they work with. That's right. You're tagging all the other agents, and they're seeing you leading the way, right? And then you take that same video, and then you send it out. Past clients, current clients, leads and nurtures. And now those people are getting their information straight from you. Mm-hmm. So guess what? When they have a question about real estate, who are they going to go to? The person sending them information, right? So that was that's one video you can do once a month or twice a month. The next one I would do is, man, I don't even have kids, but I still think like, man, if I had kids, what would be going on in school right now? That still keeps me up. I know for sure if parents have kids, they're kind of thinking like, man, what's going to happen in school? So let's be the resource for them, right? Think about 4 school districts that are close to you. And we're going to do once a month one of these videos. You're going to bring on a school district rep. Before you even do that, you make a post. Hey, parents of the Orlando City School District, what questions do you have? I'm bringing on a rep. Woo, does that post light up? Parents are like, what if this happens? What if this happens? And now all you do is you go live and shoot a video with the school district rep, right? And you just say, Hey, what questions? Like, and then you just go through the questions. John from this area has a question about this. And now you take that video and again, past clients,
Powerful.
clients, leads, nurtures. And that's what people want to see right now. But guess who's giving them the information?
You are.
Right? Yeah. And now when somebody wants to move to the school district, hey, great, I have a great video with you about what's going on. You become the ultimate resource, right?
Yep. Yeah.
This last one, well, I got one more besides this one too, right? Because I want to add an agent attraction special onto this presentation. Usually don't do that, but I know us honey badgers want to hear that, right? So before I get to that one, business owners, man. So John, you're a great person to ask this. I mean, would $200 or $300 a month in ads really get you anything?
Man, no.
You got to spend a lot. Like, I'm not saying that to scare anybody off, but it's the reality of things. If you want to get that serious return, you got to put money into ads. But here's another way we can do it, right? So go outside a local business owner. Do not do Starbucks. Do not do Chipotle. Because if I've had people try that, you're going to get people from all over the country sharing this video. What you want to do is pick somewhere hyper local to you. You go outside, you buy a $50 gift card, $100 gift card. You do this once a month, right? Here's the strategy. Hey guys, Nick Krem here, real estate agent in your area. Stay tuned for more local giveaways. But here, I'm going to give away a $100 gift card to one person who shares this video. It's this great place. They got great, like Nick's Bistro. They got great food. You know, it's over here on 123 Main Street. Again, guys, stay tuned for more giveaways. One person who shares this video is going to get a $100 giveaway. So here's what it does. Number one, when you say stay tuned for more giveaways, now people are going to be watching your content, waiting for the next giveaway. Like, man, when's Nick giving away another $100 gift card, right? People love free stuff. What it also does is if John lives in the area, John wants a $100 free gift card to my bistro, right?
Let me share.
Now he shares the video. Guess who else shares the video? People of John's friends, because now they want to get the $100 bistro. And now all of a sudden, the only people who share your video and you're getting in front of are the people in your area. You know what it also does? Those people now want more free giveaways. Now they want to start following. So now you are specifically targeting your audience for $100 a month. You do one video of a giveaway and you keep telling people what it's like. What do you interview? So you don't have to interview a business owner. I guess there's a question about what do you interview them about? If it's a mortgage lender, you talk about the rates, you talk about buyer's market versus seller's market and what's going on. That's all you have to do every 2 weeks or every month. School district rep, you ask your audience, I'm interviewing somebody in this school district. What questions do you have? Yeah. You let the people tell you what you want to hear. The last one, you don't even have to interview a business owner. Just stand outside, buy a gift card, and do a giveaway. So I hope that answers that question.
Yeah. You know, the other useful piece of, people struggling with, content and questions is pay attention to every question when you're working with buyers and sellers. They're asking you. And so it is, Marcus Sheridan wrote a book called They Ask You Answer. Yeah. And they had a pool company. And so he created videos on what customers were asking. Yeah. And man, what a great concept. So when a buyer or seller asks you a question, get excited because that's a new piece of content. And so like if you're working with a buyer and they have mortgage questions, see, all right. And then now you've got those questions. And when you have your lender on, you've got those questions to create content. But now when, Nick, that when somebody asks you that question again, you're like, hey, man, it's funny that you asked me that because I just had our lender. Let me share that video with you. And, now you're continuing to keep using that content. So man, just that book is gold. That concept is gold. They ask you answer questions. And that helps you create the content and questions to ask in the interviews.
And this is one thing that I like to think about too. And that's like the concept right there. You nailed the concept. And something that I think about too is, so there's this great show that I used to watch all the time called Friends. I think a lot of us know Friends, right? So this guy came over Joey's place once and he was selling him almanacs, right? And the guy asked Joey, he's like, have you ever been in a room where you just have to smile and nod because you have no idea what's going on? They have all these flashbacks of Joey sitting there. They're talking about the War of 1812. Joey's like, yeah. And everyone else shakes their head, so he shakes no. But he doesn't know what's going on, but nobody likes to be that one guy left out. Look, I know we're all engulfed in real estate, but something as simple as a buyer's market and a seller's market, people who aren't engulfed in this, they shake their head because they don't want to ask the question. If you are the agent who can just say, hey guys, if you're looking to buy right now, this is what the market means to you. If you're looking to sell right now, this is what the market means to you. Great. Can you give people numbers? Absolutely. But tell them what it means. Because if you can do that, I'm not going to reach out to the guy that I feel stupid around. I'm going to reach out to the guy who makes sense or girl that makes sense, right? So that's just something that's simple to keep in mind when you're doing those lender videos. Like, hey guys, if you guys are looking to buy right now, here's what it means to you. If you guys are looking to sell right now, and of course, I frame them both as if they're good, right? So you got to frame it as they're good. You don't want to say, don't buy, because you don't want to be that guy. But you want to make sure that you break it down in a way that's not, hey, so what's the market absorption rate, John? Heck, sometimes I got to look that up, right? Like, we want to make sure that it's just lined up with, look, if you're looking to buy right now, here's what it means. Because then when I have a question, I'm like, John, you make sense, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
So just something really simple. Every video that you shoot should just be added to a drip campaign too, right? The videos that we shoot, just being able to utilize this, and everyone asks, like, what do you send it out on? You can send it in a Facebook link or a YouTube link. A lot of times, if you send a complete video, it's heavier and it's more likely to go to spam. The reason why most people don't click on links that we found is they don't trust them. When they see Facebook or YouTube, a lot of people tend to trust those links, and it is a great way to build your YouTube channel.
100%.
You want to build your YouTube channel? Think of what, I know people out there are going to laugh at this one. Think about how many leads and emails you got sitting there in your CRMs right now. Thousands. Use that to drive traffic to your YouTube channel, right? You can still send emails. Like I said, if y'all are in my email campaign, you probably know it because I send a couple emails a day. You probably know it. So look, me coming on here, and I want to make that specific point as well. I'm not the guy coming on here because I see these ads, and they, quite frankly, they piss me off. Hey, drop the phone, stop cold calling, and just only run ads. I'll never tell someone to drop the phone. Because you should not drop the phone. If you want to get more business, you definitely should not drop the phone. No. What I'm telling you is all those people out there right now that are winning, this strategy will help you win bigger, right? Don't drop the phone. Don't stop emailing. Add these couple, like once a week, twice a week, these interviews, these videos in these cool places. Add this to your strategy. And like I said, just follow this concept and it will explode what you're already doing. Because now when you call people, oh, Nick from Nick's Bistro, what's going on? All of a sudden, like just sharing your video, you get out there. I'll tell you what, it's a lot better. I've been on the phone 15 hours a day. I don't like getting cussed off. I don't think anybody does. I love calling for my man, Ryan. Everyone's like, oh, Nick. Oh, yeah, Ryan. What's going on? I know, Ryan. I love calling for that dude. I'm sure you would like calling more if more people knew who you were, right? So this, again, the last thing I want you all to write down. Think of 10 people in your sphere right now that you can get on an interview. Like you can interview title, mortgage, school district, business owner, and other agents. That's just 5 examples. Just think of 2 people in each. You got 10. And I know, like I said, real estate agents are great at meeting people, great at networking. I know you have more than 10, but start with 10 and just start being intentional with it.
Yeah.
Right. The last thing I'll say, I don't have a slide for this, I don't think. Get StreamYard. Guys, get StreamYard. We could spell it. It's very simple. You can interview people on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. It is a the reason I love it and would continue to recommend it, I wish they had an affiliate program. I've been recommending this for the last 3 years. I message them all the time like, did you get it yet? Are you getting it? They say they're working on it, but I don't buy it now. It's been 2 years. But get StreamYard. It's so simple to use, and you can do interviews just like you're seeing here.
We're coming to them from StreamYard. So it definitely is. It's absolute. I mean, It just makes it easy, right? And the hard thing is trying to create, content, and then you want to edit it, and you're going to do all this. So you create more barriers and more obstacles, and you try to make it harder. StreamYard makes it easy. And I mean, it's like this right now. I mean, we're going to Facebook, we're going to LinkedIn, and we're going to YouTube. Right. Yeah. So now I don't even have to think about getting it on those platforms because it's already there. And if you downloaded video size like this before, it takes a while. And then by the time it's done, I'm doing something else and I don't want to upload it then. Yeah. StreamYard, you stream to other platforms. And I just want to say this too. Man, for so long, I thought I had to do everything myself. I had to become the expert. But then I realized
man, if I'm sitting next to John, I look like a pretty good expert, right? Like, look, sometimes we think way too much and we think we have to do everything, right? So you could either wait till you own a business that the whole city knows, or I can interview the guy that does. Now everybody knows me. Mm-hmm. Interviews are the best way to ask 3 questions and now be the expert, right? I don't have to be an expert. I have to know the expert. That's what interviews does, and that's how you grow your audience.
Man, it's such gold, and it really is so easy. And really just that thought, right? Where is my audience? Where is my audience? And then being intentional with who you're getting on and having those type of questions. So it is, man. It's fantastic. And then it just what I love about it is then now you have resources to be able to send when you're talking to people and they're struggling with something. You're like, hey, I had this great interview that I did with Nick. Let me forward it over to you. Check it out, and I'll follow up with you, right? Or if I would, right? Hey, I had this fantastic interview with Nick. He crushed it, broke down the whole concept of how to structure videos and why video is so important. If I shot it over to you, would you take a look at it?
And look, just think recruiting too. Hey, if I sent you over a video of a guy that sold 535 homes in a year, and now he shows you how he can do that specifically, would you be interested in learning how you can do that? Heck yeah. What I used to think is like, man, I got to sell 535 homes in a year to have that authority. What I realized is like, hey, I just had to shoot a video with Jay and just say, hey, why don't you get on with Jay? If I could get you on a phone with a guy who sold 535 homes in a year, would you do that? Would it help you grow your business? Heck yeah. So it's just, again, John, imagine if you had to come here every week and come up with the entire content for an hour. You'd have to sit there Monday, Sunday, trying to figure out what you guys like. Granted, you have a bunch of content,
too heavy.
But even someone like John who has so much content knowledge, it would still take time, energy, and effort to come up with a game plan. Or what you do, since you're very smart, is like, hey, Nick, let's bring you on. I know you can do this and provide this value. I know you still do it sometimes, but it's also, man, the leverage. And being able to leverage is one of the most key important things. I know you guys teach in your classes, but now it's bringing it to the content world. How do I leverage others to still be an expert, grow my brand, and even more importantly, have the time you need to sell more homes, to recruit more people? I
really do, brother. I appreciate that. And is that, I really believe, one, it's easier. It's heavy to create on your own, but I really believe people want to see the interaction, want to see the questions instead of somebody talking to them.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where the real value comes in. And like you said, man, it just positions you like, dang, like, man, Nick's talking to the mayor. Nick's talking to the owner of Nick's Bistro.
Yeah.
He's got this lender on here dropping nuggets.
Right.
Like when you're able to do that, it just positions you with that authority. It makes it easier. It also gets other people's audience. I mean, that's like you said, where's your audience?
Right. Yep.
Oh,
that was my presentation, John. I don't know if you want to add anything or questions. I'm always down for a good old John Kitchen session.
Fire as always, brother. Yeah. And a lot of people, really struggle with this. And, I think it's like what we said, the consistency of it, doing it every day.
Right.
And, the easiest way for agents is to, when you're talking to somebody, is just send them that quick little video text.
Yeah.
That help overcome any barrier. I think, the pro tip there, right? I don't watch it. I don't watch any videos. Like, they're like, man, you create so much content. I'm like, I haven't seen any of it.
So this is the private group now, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I said this in a video. I believe it was with you. And my mom watches all my videos. So she's like, really? So, all right. So it was like 3 years ago, right? And like, it was my birthday. Like on Facebook, everybody says happy birthday. Like you get messages and calls. But John Kitchen sent me a video. And he said, hey, Nick, happy birthday. I want to say da-da-da-da-da. And I went on a live, and I'm like, man, I didn't even know what my mom said to me on my birthday 2 years ago. But I know what John Kitchen said, and I got a call later that night. So you don't remember me saying happy birthday. So that's all I want to make sure it's private. But the point was, I swear, I still don't know what anybody said. The last 2 or 3 years, I don't know really what anyone else said to me specifically on my birthday. But I still know John Kitchen sent me that video. I still know he took time out of his day to send that video. That's what that 5-second, 10-second video says to everybody else. All these other agents are calling me, and you know the mindset around real estate agents and salespeople in general. But man, John Kitchens took time to send me a video. That guy cares, right? That's man. Y'all preach differentiation. No other agent out there is doing it after every call. You want to be different? Take 10 seconds out of your time to be different.
Yeah. And, you know, use their name, you know, recap, you know, what it is that, you know, we're doing, looking forward to that, you know, it's that extra commitment, Nick, and that really will anchor them from showing up, right? Not canceling on you, right? You know, so like, I mean, if you guys I would do it no matter what, but you're set to met, you're set to show ratio. It's a ratio. There is a metric there, and you can impact it dramatically by leveraging in video, and it helps build a little trust, right? It goes back to the relationship.
And it's just even thinking about that, man. I'm not saying I would, but I wouldn't think as much about canceling on someone if I don't know who they are. But man, John looks like a good, like, they see you, like, now I'm canceling to this person I know. Not just some random person who called me. John sent me. So you had at least, what we got at least was a phone call. Like, hey, I can't make it. Let's reschedule. Or, hey, I can't make it because of this. Because you become a person. I can't tell you the reason why people become phone heroes, phone warriors, whatever you want to call them, that can cuss. Like, they're not heroes by any means. They get phone, what they called, like phone warriors, where they say whatever they want over the phone. It's because they don't know who you are. Even a Zoom, people don't really cuss you out over Zoom because you can see their face. Right? When you send them that video message, now you become more than just a number and just some random person. I don't know who they are. Now it's John. Not John. I can't cuss John out. I can't stand up John. You'll form that instant relationship.
Yeah. It's the puppy, right? Even the, you know, when, you know, they're the shelters and they're trying to, you know, get a home for the dogs. They're all named, right? Yeah. Hey, come meet Snoop. Right. You know, Snoop's in search of, we need a good home for Snoop. And so it's the same principle to be able to apply it. So good.
Can't give away Snoop Dogg.
No way. No way. Brother, I appreciate you. Absolute fire and gold as always. Make sure you guys tuning in to give Nick lots of love. Make sure you guys are tuning in, following Nick, and you know, definitely if you're needing some help, reach out to Nick and him and his team. They're amazing. We utilize them every day ourselves. So definitely just not, you know, having Nick on, really believe in what he does and what he can do for you, and we'll help you continue to make it easy. So, brother, appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you, John.
All right, man. We'll see you guys
later.